Alright, I'm Dave Rat, and in the last video I did on audio transformers, we looked at doing a hardwire split versus the Radial JS3 and the Whirlwind ISO2 being added in with or without the output loaded down into a second channel. And we looked at that with an Audix measurement mic, phantom power condenser, and a Beta 58 by Shure. Oh, I've got a test set up over here, and I've got some cotton insulation piled up over a speaker, a two-way speaker, and that's driven off this little amplifier. And the output of the speaker will put whatever signal that I've sent to it, and then I put a microphone on that. The output of that microphone shows up at this Y cable here. And this Y cable goes one side into channel 1 of the console, and the other side of the Y cable is here, and this is where we'll plug on various transformers. And then this goes to channel 2 of the console. So if I just plug this into here like this, now the output of the microphone is hardwire split into two channels of the console, just like it would happen with a mains and monitor console at a show, and if we just used hardwire. If I take and put this ISO here in line, now I've got hardwire to the mains or channel 1 and an ISO to channel 2, like an ISO to monitors or the recording truck. And the same thing. So I can put different transformers in there, and we can look at the frequency response in SMART, as well as hear what's going on. I'll be listening in the headphones, and I'm also recording on a Tascam recorder here. And we can see that with the various transformers, there is drastically different responses. Ranging from almost no change to overall level drops and almost no change and a level drop just in the low frequencies. So it's kind of all over the place. And this is just from plugging the transformers in line. The transformers have resistance or inductance, an impedance to them, the coil of wire. That coil of wire, when put in parallel with the microphone capsule coil of wire or the output circuit of the condenser mic, that loads it down and alters that circuit and changes the way that that microphone sounds. Different microphones are affected in different ways. This is fascinating. This means that different transformers affect the same mic in different ways, and different mics are affected in different ways by the same transformer. Let's go ahead and look at some more mics and see where that takes us. Let's go ahead and do the Beta 58 with some other transformers here. So, Beta 58, we'll start with just direct into one channel. Next, we'll plug on the ISO2. Pretty significant difference there, big low end drop. Let's do the JS3, and this is a 600 ohm microphone split. Next, Beta 58 driving a Twin ISO by Radial. Not as much of a difference there. That's interesting. All right, next in line, let's do this Cinemag isolation transformer. Not much of a difference. And finally, this crimson. All right, we're seeing quite a drastic difference in the sound that the front of house is receiving as we plug in, or as the microphone output that we're looking at, the direct microphone output is being changed quite drastically by what is put online with it, regardless of even if it's driving another console channel. Now for this next set of tests, let's go ahead and listen to the transformers themselves. So we'll go through the same thing and we will listen to the before and after. So right now we've been only listening to the direct hardwire line. Now we'll fire it up and I will solo between the direct line and the transformer line, and we'll see if we see any differences there or hear any differences there. This is the Twin ISO, which had a very little impact. And I'll point this way when we're listening to the direct signal and this way when we're listening to the transformer. Very cool. So that's what we see in the specs for the transformer. They're flat. I don't even think I can hear a difference, and if I can, it's very subtle. It might be psychological. The transformer responses are extremely flat, but the response sheets that we see don't tell us the whole story, as we're finding out. All right, so let's go ahead and do the same thing with the Whirlwind ISO2. again, the response of the transformer, the output of the transformer is quite good. And once it's impacted the circuit, it doesn't matter whether we listen to the direct or the transformer circuit. It drags the mic down, and then they both sound the same. All right, let's try the next one. Once again, very little difference, if any, and we'll do the Cinemag. Just to show how close these are, I'm going to polarity reverse one of the channels, and let's listen to the difference between the direct and transformer. So now I've PFL'd both with one of them, and now we are hearing the difference between I've summed them together out of polarity, so any issues should be audible. And I can bring up the gain here, and we can see it. That's a Cinemag, and when I unplug this, it's going to blast. Radial once again, the transformers are putting out extremely high quality audio with excellent cancellation to the original signal. The specs we see online are quite correct. I mean, they're just, these things have, what's going in is coming out. But it's changing what's going in. All right, let's check out another mic really quick for this video. And that was Beta 58. Let's try a ribbon mic. This is a Royer phantom powered ribbon mic. I know you're not supposed to put phantom power into ribbons, but this is specifically designed to do so and won't work unless you do. It's a very high quality microphone. Here's the Royer microphone by itself. Now I will hardwire split it. Looks exactly the same or very close. Let's go ahead and put the Whirlwind in. Twin ISO added low end, but a lower frequency of low end. Try the JS3. The JS3, which had a huge impact on the dynamic mic, has almost no impact on the ribbon microphone preamp, and the ISO2 and the Twin ISO Radial Whirlwind added low end to the ribbon microphone. So far what we're seeing is adding a transformer may or may not change the response of everything the mic is plugged into on that line. And it will change it more or less drastically depending on the microphone and the transformer that you're plugging in. And the changes will range so far from low-end boost to the entire signal chain, to low-end cut on the entire signal chain, and level maintenance or level drop. All of this stuff is quite interesting. Imagine you have all of your input gain set and you're on tour, and the monitor engineer, house engineer, you have the same band, everything's dialed perfect, everything is showing up almost or close to identical every day, and a recording truck shows up and plugs in an ISO split with one type of these transformers, who knows which one. And my ribbon mics now have more low end, my vocal mics now have less low end, all mics are dropping in level, everything has gone willy-nilly. Everything is all over the map, and the sound of my show is completely changed just by plugging that recording truck into my splitter box. This is what's happening, or was happening, and now I understand why I was so against transformers. Cool.